Hi everyone, Dr. David here. I've gotten so many requests to do a video on improving shoulder mobility. In particular, reaching overhead, reaching out, reaching behind the back. So many people have problems with that. So we're gonna take this video today and talk all about the shoulder, all about how to improve the mobility and all the different motions. So stay tuned. Our channel is all about getting out of pain, improving your strength, improving your mobility, staying out of pain, and improving your movement patterns so that you could just function way better in life. If that is something that is of interest to you and you're new to this channel, definitely hit the subscribe button down below so YouTube notifies you when we post new videos. Right now we're posting about 2 videos a week every Sunday and Wednesday. So when we're talking about the shoulder, we have to divide it into several parts. We have one specific motion, which is the overhead reaching motion, which people struggle with. Then we have other motion where you're reaching out to the side, which people struggle with. And then we have the third motion, which is the reach back, which probably the most people struggle with. And so there's going to be different exercises to address each one. The first motion we're going to address is the reaching back motion. Now, in a normal case where there's no discomfort and no problems with mobility, typically, when you reach back, actually what is happening is your shoulder is coming forward. And so when your shoulder is perfectly in the socket and you go to reach back, you'll see my shoulder's coming forward in order for my hand to reach back. That's considered normal. Now what happens is as people's posture worsens, because the shoulder is sitting too far forward in the socket, then it's much harder for you to reach back because your shoulder needs to come forward in order for you to reach back. If it's already sitting in that area because of poor postural stability, then that's where people get into a lot of problems reaching back. That term for that whole dysfunction is called posterior shoulder tightness. So the first few exercises that we're going to do is going to address that specific issue. First exercise we're going to do to improve the ability to reach behind your back is what's called the sleeper stretch. So you're going to come onto your side, elbow about 90 degrees, and then chin is going to stabilize the shoulder so that when we do the stretch, the shoulder doesn't pop off. So we're going to have the chin over here, and then we're going to use the other hand to push down like that. And you're going to feel a nice stretch in this whole shoulder area here. And just pushing down like that. If you notice, this is the motion that's required to help with the reach back. So this really helps to loosen it up. And usually about 30 seconds to 45-second hold, 2 to 3 times. For the second exercise to help with reaching back, we're going to do a posterior capsule stretch. In English, that basically means we're going to try to get the shoulder to push back so that you'd have more room in the socket to get it to come forward as the hand reaches back. So we're going to come onto the back with this one, knees up to support the low back. And what we're going to do is with the other hand, you're going to grab the elbow and pull back like this. And you're going to feel a nice stretch in the back of the shoulder. Now, what you don't want to happen is the entire arm to come off, because then you're really just stretching the back. You're not really stretching the shoulder. So to avoid this, you may want to turn about a quarter onto the side to help stabilize the shoulder. And then you're going to take the elbow and stretch across. So now the shoulder's not going to pop off, but it'll stay nice and solid on the floor. And again, a nice 20 to 30-second hold. You should feel the stretch in the back of the shoulder. If you feel it in the front of the shoulder, you may want to quarter turn a little more to the left, so you're not impinging on that area. You should feel it in the back of the shoulder, not the front. Another version of the posterior capsule stretch, or the cross arm stretch that I just showed you on the back, is just actually sitting up. You could just be sitting up, take that arm, and just pull across. Now just make sure to keep that shoulder right into the wall. Don't let the shoulder come off, but just keep it right in this position, and use the left arm to apply the stretch at the elbow. And you should feel right in the back of the shoulder, just like we just did on your back. Again, 20 to 30-second holds, a couple of times. Another great stretch to help with the reach back is actually to improve the mobility of the entire capsule. And this is actually a really fun one. What we're gonna do is just take the arm and just swing it back. And so that will help loosen up the shoulder mobility from the front and the back. Nice dynamic stretch, about 20 to 30 times. Usually feels pretty good. All right, guys, now we're moving on to the second group of exercises. We covered the reach back. Now we're gonna talk about reaching out. So for the first exercise we're gonna do to help improve the reach out direction, you're gonna need some kind of corner of a wall. You're gonna bring the hand over here, and then you're gonna turn your body. Turn your body till you feel a really nice stretch in the shoulder area. About 20 to 30 seconds. And then you just move you don't even move your arm, you're just moving your body and turning your body to get a good stretch. Really great exercise to help improve your ability to reach back. The next exercise we're gonna do to help with that reach out position, we're gonna come onto our back. Now for this one, I'm gonna use a foam roller, but you could use a cane, you can use a tennis racket, you can use a hockey stick, a broomstick, anything just to get you some leverage. So we're gonna come onto the back. You're also gonna want some kind of towel roll to put under your arm. Okay. And so we're gonna have the towel roll right under your upper arm over here at about 45 degrees from your body. And then using the left hand, in this case, we're gonna apply pressure just like that to improve that range of motion going backwards. So all the force is being generated by the left hand in this case. And again, you can use a broomstick, you could use a cane, anything that will get you that leverage. Here I'm using a foam roller. And it's typically a dynamic stretch, about 20 to 30 times on each side. Make sure you're not going into pain. Also, if any of you have a history of shoulder dislocation, this would not be a good stretch for you. All right, guys, we talked about ways to improve your ability to reach behind your back. We talked about reaching out to the side. Now we are at our third category, and that is reaching overhead in different directions. And so usually where people get into trouble with this is when their posture starts to round. And so that shoulder comes too far forward, and then you start to develop what's called shoulder impingement, where you lose range of motion to reach all the way back. And so a good way to start working on this is on your back, because on your back, gravity is actually on your side. It's pushing your shoulder back, and it's in a neutral position. So we're gonna come onto the back for the first exercise. Here again, I'm using this foam roller, because that's what I have at home. You could use a broomstick, you could use a cane, anything to get you leverage. And we're just gonna take it like this and go all the way back. Make sure you're not arching your back, so you're tightening your core to get even more range of motion. And go all the way back till you feel a nice stretch, and then back to neutral. If one shoulder in particular has a loss of mobility, use the other shoulder to control the motion, and the affected shoulder to just go for the ride. The more relaxed that shoulder is, the more motion you're gonna get with it. And tightening your core, normal breathing pattern, and feel a nice stretch. And then back to neutral, typically 20 to 30 times. You could hold it back there for about 1 or 2 seconds as well, just to feel the stretch. And then back to neutral. Great way to improve your ability to reach up. So after the exercise we just did on your back, that's a great beginner exercise to improve ability to reach up, but it's not functional. So eventually we have to get to a functional position. So once the pain has gone away and it's really just stiff, this is the next great exercise to do. And so I like to use a pillowcase for this. By the way, people who like to clean will love this exercise. And so what you're gonna do is just have a pillowcase and your hand over here, and then using your body, you're just gonna walk all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. Feel a nice stretch, and then walk back and come down. Again, I'm using my hand a little bit, but mostly just my feet, walking forward and getting a really nice stretch overhead. and then come back down. So once your range of motion reaching overhead is starting to get better from those other exercises, we have to make sure it doesn't happen again. And to do that, we have to try to get more mobility in the mid-back. And so what we're gonna do is you're gonna interlock your fingers behind your neck, elbows coming out to the front. If you have difficulty bringing your elbows here, you can have them a little further out. And then what you're gonna do is breathing in and then breathing out as you bring your elbows towards the ceiling. Great stretch for the mid-back. And then coming back down. Now, one major issue with this exercise is that a lot of times when people do it, they arch their back too much as they go up. That's not the way that you want to do it. The way to do it is breathe out as you come up, and then as you're breathing out, keeping the ribs down, bringing the elbows as high as you can up. You'll feel that stretch much more in your mid-back versus your low back. Typically 20 times on this is a great number, and I recommend doing it every day because it's a great way to get rid of that hunch in your mid-back, especially if you're doing a lot of sitting, and to get your posture in a much better position, which therefore puts your shoulders in a way better position. All right, guys, we've done reaching out. We have done reaching behind your back, and we've done reaching overhead. We've covered all three. Now for a bonus exercise, I'm gonna show you guys how to loosen the entire shoulder joint before you do any of those exercises for the 5 people still watching this video. So we're gonna come, typically I like to take a weight with this. 2 or 3 pound weight is perfect. If you don't have a weight, don't worry. You can use a can of soda, you can use a can of beans or barley, anything with like a 1 to 3 pound weight. And we call this the pendulum exercise. And what you're gonna do is brace yourself on a chair and just let the weight decompress the arm from the shoulder, and just, like a pendulum, have it go into circles. I typically like doing about 20 times clockwise and about 20 times counterclockwise. A really great exercise to just decompress before you start any of the others or at the end. You can also do forward and back. Your arm should be doing very little movement. Your arm is just hanging out. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. We really appreciate it. Hopefully some of these shoulder mobility tricks helped you out a lot, and if it did, definitely hit the thumbs up button because it'll really help YouTube play our video more. Any questions that you have on any of these exercises or anything else you'd like to see us do on this channel, definitely let us know in the comments section down below. Have a great day, and we'll see y'all next time.